Hey guys, it's SJ. Welcome to Baby Name Mondays. Baby Name Mondays is the channel to be at if you love baby names, because every Monday, clues in the title, I do a new baby name theme here on my channel because I'm just a huge lover of names. There's lots of us here who love baby names even if we're not naming babies, and if you are naming a baby, let me know below, and a huge congratulations. If you're not new, you will notice that I've got new hair. So what do you think? My hair is now lilac. So I'm really happy with it. But today, let's get on with the baby names. This video is gonna have bunch of my absolute all-time favorite names for 2018 in it, because we're nearly in 2019, and these are all the names that I've just loved the more I've heard them over this year, names that I think are really going to trend for next year, and I'm putting them all into the brand new baby name tag. So I was really excited to be tagged in this. So the gorgeous Gabby, her channel is just Gabriella. She's a huge YouTuber. She's so lovely, and she tagged me in this video. She likes baby name videos as well. It's funny because we randomly have loads in common, and that's what I love about YouTube, is you can just meet someone who you never meet in real life, but we both love baby names. She also talks a lot about her weight loss, and I've talked a lot about my weight loss and just how we feel about like weight and things like that. And I think we're both, I feel very similar about a lot of things, and we both love musicals. She's just an amazing singer and I'm not. But yeah, she's absolutely lovely, and if you don't know her channel, I'm going to link it below. Go and watch her video, subscribe when you are there, because you'll really like her. She's the whole reason why I love watching YouTube, just somebody who's down to earth. There's gorgeous weekly videos of just her day in the life that are so relatable, make you feel like better, because she's so lovely. So yeah, go and head over to her channel, and I will tag a few people at the end of this video as well to have a go at this. So let's get on with it. I've got my phone. So the first question was, what is your favourite name from the Friends cast? So I absolutely love Friends, of course, everybody does. I think my favourite character in Friends was probably Ross and Rachel, but I'm not obsessed with those names. The name I love for girls is Phoebe. I've always really liked that name, and I think it is one of my personal favourites. I briefly thought about it when we were having our third baby. I have two boys, Freddie and Finn, and then a daughter, and I can't have Phoebe because it sounds like I'm literally taking the piss, because it's PH but it's the F sound. So the next question is such a tough one. It is, what would you name your triplets? Winter themed triplet names, basically. Triplets, would you be happy if you found that you were having triplets? So basically 3 winter themed baby names, and I've gone with my absolute favourite, and I've literally chosen names that I would use. I overthought for quite a while. So one of them is the name Caspar, spelled with a K. We love this name, me and my husband. It's been on our name list since we had our second son. It's already at number 439 here in the UK. The reason it's a Christmassy name is it is one of the names of the 3 wise men, and it means treasurer. So I think he was originally Gaspar, and then it's also been translated into Jasper and Caspar, but I just really like Caspar. I think it is so trendy, and I think with a K it sounds to me like somebody who'd be like in a rock band. The second is a boy name, but it could be gender neutral, and that is the name Quillo. So Quinn is such a popular name, isn't it? And that Q is just such a cute little sound, and I love Quillo because it's like Willow, which I always really liked, but feels quite popular now. But Quillo is so unique, and it means north wind. So I think for us, because we're like a half Scandinavian family, I probably could get away with really rare names, because I'd be like, oh well, it's Scandinavian. But my husband's not a big fan of rare names, unfortunately. But you could go with Quillo, and you would be very cool if you did. So I've got Caspar, Quillo, and then for a girl, this is another gender neutral, but I like it for a girl, is the name Forest. So I just got addicted to the name Forest for a girl. I think it is beautiful for a girl. I can imagine my daughter being named Forest. I think if I had another girl, I would fight hard for Forest. I had a look, and it has been used. 3 girls were named Forest last year. If you're here and you've got a little girl with Forest, I bow down to you. And what kind of reactions do you get? So 3 triplets, 3 obviously, summer themed. So I have a niece called Summer. So for a boy, I've nicked it a little bit, and I've gone Somerset. So this could also be a girl name, but isn't Somerset such a cool name? Because it's a place name, which is really cool. And I was talking about the name Oxford here on my channel this year, and people really liked it. And I think that there's more unusual place names, like that aren't so often used, like Kingston, you know, and things like that. London's getting used, Camden's getting used, and Somerset. It's just so lovely. But actually there were 3 girls and 3 boys named Somerset in 1998. How random. And then never again. Like, does anyone know what happened in 1998 with 3 friends just like, we're going for it, and they all had twins or something, called them all Somerset? But I don't know, I love it. The second boy name for triplets, again it's a gender neutral and I would use it for either, is the name Skye. So recently, who was it? Oh, somebody, and I'm going to tag you in this challenge, I'm sorry I've totally blanked on your name, did a beautiful musical baby names tag, and she talked about the name Skye, which is the boy's name in Mamma Mia, which I'd forgotten about, and I just thought, oh my god, I absolutely love it. And my last summer themed name is more common, but it's one that I reckon I would get past Henrik, is the name Aralia. So I've always really liked it. I've got Evelina. I don't think I could have Evelina and Aralia because it's like a bit of a tongue twister. But Aralia means golden, and I love the idea of using the nickname Goldie. I think Goldie is so like 70s and retro and just trendy, and she'd be little Goldie because it means golden, but it's so beautiful as a long name as well. Next question is typically English names. Funnily, I wrote these down and then I realised they are names of one of my favourite YouTubers. So I wrote down Daisy and William, and then I was like, how funny I just did that, because my friend Charlotte Louise Taylor, who is on YouTube, she was also tagged by Gabby to do this. I'm sure it'll be popping up on her channel soon. She's got a Daisy and a William, and they're actually both flower names, which is lovely. And then she's also got Stanley, and I helped her choose the name Stanley, so that was really cool. But that's a lovely name as well. But Daisy is one I've always loved. We've got Daisy in our family, and I was nearly called Daisy. I think Daisy is so much nicer than Sarah Jane, so I'm a bit gutted about it. Next question was your non-negotiable names. So names you'd be like, I'm having this name no matter what your partner thinks. This is quite tough because I had a non-negotiable name, which was the name Lily, and Henrik vetoed it like before we were even married, like years ago, and I was gutted, genuinely gutted. I was like, you don't have strong opinions about anything except the name Lily. Like, he's a really laid back guy, but suddenly baby names he was really firm about. So he was more like that than me, whereas I kind of am quite open. But I chose the name Blossom as Evelina's middle name, and he didn't get to negotiate that. That was going to be her middle name when she was born, and I used it. And I also had Barnaby for Finn's middle name, and I loved it and I chose it, and that was non-negotiable. And he was just like, he'd never heard it because he's Swedish, I didn't really get it, but I love the name Barnaby. So I think if we had another baby, Forest or Juniper, I really love the name Juniper, and I'm starting to see it being used. Like, friends of mine who are having babies are going for it now. I'm so jealous. I reckon I could have got Juniper past Henry. We got married in June, we got married on Midsummer Day. Juniper I just think is gorge, and maybe, yeah, so I would go with Juniper. For a boy, the name I've chosen, I'm not having another baby, is Hugo Caspar, and I love it, and that would be the name. Like, I don't think I would even go back and think about it again, because that was what I'd finally written down had Evelina been a boy. What is your favourite name from a movie? So my favourite movie of all time is The Sound of Music, and very geekily a couple of videos ago I did a whole video about The Sound of Music and all the history and how much I love it. But I do have Frederick, who is the oldest son, and my favourite girl name from them, even though I'm not picking that as my favourite, which I should have done, but my favourite name from it is Gretel. And I can't believe that the name Gretel is unranked. It's unranked, like it doesn't exist in the UK, like no one has chosen the name Gretel. Is that because of Hansel and Gretel, maybe? Maybe it just sounds a bit too fairy tale-ish, but we love fairy tale names. We're all into unicorn. I've got unicorn hair. Like, Gretel, I think it's so pretty. I've heard Greta being used. I think that these kind of German Austrian names like Gabriella are kind of really getting into fashion, and Gretel is lovely. Like, I think I would definitely have it on my list. So the next question is, what is your favourite name in your phone contacts list? So I was going through all my contacts and was like, who's that? Who's that? Mr. Pin. Who's that? And all the names I liked actually were work colleagues. So I used to work at an ad agency, and I think everyone just had, we had a lovely team. They all had really cool names. My boss was called Wendy, but I love the name Wendy. And I think it's a beautiful name. She was a beautiful woman. And it was actually invented for the book Peter Pan. So it's a really literary name, isn't it? And I just really like it. I think it's very usable. Like, it's one I would definitely consider. It reminds me along the lines of like a Margot type of name that could come back. My God, Evelina's upstairs singing away in her cot. I thought she was fast asleep. She's going to come down in a second. So favourite double-barrelled names, I have chosen two that the second letter is J, funnily enough. I'm SJ, Sarah Jane. I wouldn't pick a double-barrelled name because I find my name does get questioned a lot. Even if you introduce yourself as Sarah Jane, people go, are you Sarah or Sarah Jane? I'm like, well, I just introduced myself as Sarah Jane. Like, I never go by Sarah because it just, sometimes I say it, like if I'm in Starbucks, I'm like Sarah because I can't be bothered. But I've always been SJ. Which was always just my nickname. So I've picked Esme Joy. So there's a viewer here called Esme Joy, and I just love her name so much. Esme is beautiful and Joy is gorgeous, and I think it sounds so nice together. And then my friend has a double barrel. She's got Ronnie James. I love Ronnie James together because her husband's Ronnie, so she's got the two Ronnies. So she's got Ronnie James, and that's a tradition in his family. His dad was Ronnie, he's passed away now, so they're all Ronnie, and Ronnie's become really trendy now. So yeah, she's got Ronnie James, and I think that sounds nice. And he's sometimes RJ, which sounds really cute. My favourite Disney movie names. I've done 2 Disney baby name videos already. My favourite for a boy is Chip Still from Beauty and the Beast. I love the character Chip from Beauty and the Beast, and I love the name Chip. It is so retro, so cool. It's a short form for Charles, so you could be Charles, nicknamed Chip, and I just think it is luscious. For a girl's name, I was having a look around, wanted to find something a bit more original. And my favourite person, my favourite Disney character ever is Dumbo's mum. And I know that is such a random character, but I know the real like film version of Dumbo's coming out, and I'm gonna have to pilgrimage to it and then sit with my tissues and cry because Baby Mine is like my favourite song ever. So I really want Gabby to cover it, and then I want her song to be used in the movie because it's just such a special song to me, and I feel so much about it now, especially where my middle son has a bit of a learning difficulty, and it's just that feeling of protecting them. And if they knew you as much as I knew you, they love you so much, but it's difficult for people to get to know somebody sometimes when they've got a difference. I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful character. She's so fierce, and she's just, yeah, I hope she's a big part of the movie anyway. I hope that song's still in the movie. But her name is actually Ella, which I didn't know. So the film is from a book, and in the book she was called Ella. They made the Disney movie and they called her Mrs. Jumbo, and that was because the Barnum Circus from The Greatest Showman, which is a real story, which, yeah, it's so cool. He had got a real life elephant in his circus and had called her Mrs. Jumbo, and that is where even the word jumbo, meaning huge, comes from, that we took that as slang for huge from Mrs. Jumbo. And so she was quite controversial at the time when Dumbo the movie came out. There was a big news story around her because she'd actually got killed by trains. You know, you wouldn't be allowed to do that anymore, would you, have elephants? But yeah, she got killed. It was a big news story. Mrs. Jumbo was quite a famous elephant, so they used that name. But the original name of Mrs. Jumbo was Ella. So yeah, geeking out again. Okay, so what is my favourite name for a brunette, a blonde, or a red-headed baby? So yeah, names do kind of come with like an association, don't they? And I love the name Layla, which means dark beauty, for a baby who is dark hair, dark eyes. I've always liked the name Layla, absolutely love it, but someone really spoilt it for me. There was a girl called Layla at college and she hated me, she was quite mean to me. So yeah, no, I can never name my baby that because it would be like I'm naming it after her, even though I liked her. For a blonde baby, I've chosen one of my children's name. They're all super blonde, and I've chosen Finn because one of the reasons we really fell in love with Finn is because it means little blonde soldier in Scandinavian, and we just really, really loved that. And for redhead baby, quite controversial this, I just wanted to say this name. So I picked the name Ginger. So I know you probably wouldn't actually call a redheaded baby Ginger because it's just like a bit like you've got red hair, but when I was having my second and third baby, I kind of hoped that one of them would have red hair because I wanted to nickname them Fred and Ginger because I've got Freddie. I know that's so silly, and I just fell in love with the name Ginger, like Ginger Rogers. I just think it's lovely. Just absolutely love it. It's a spice name, like sage. That's not a spice, I know, but all those names, like herby names, foodie names, coming back in. And I really hope that Ginger could come back in one day, but I know it's a bit of a controversial name, but yeah, I like it. And I would have loved to have little Fred and Ginger. My favourite city name, a name I absolutely love, is the name Hudson, and there's Hudson River in New York, and I think that's one that I would genuinely consider because New York is a place that me and Henrik love, and we've always said we'd never move back to Sweden. He's always said, even though we're getting more older and we're thinking about it now, but we've always said we would go to New York, like that's like our second favourite place in the world. What is your favourite Harry Potter character's name? My favourite is Bellatrix. So Bellatrix Black, Sirius Black's sister, played by Helena Bonham Carter. J.K. Rowling has like an unbelievable taste in names. All her names are amazing. I think she must research them a lot. and Bellatrix is a star name, it's a constellation. I think Bella and Beatrix, the trick Bellatrix, is an amazing name, very wearable. I know she's a bit of a villain, but would you go with Bellatrix? I really like it. Pick one of your friends' names that you really like. So I've actually gone with a family name for this one, and it is my sister-in-law, Stina. I love the name Stina. It's very unusual, but it's like Christina, but it's just Stina, and it's a historical name in Henrik's family. So if you look back on his family tree, there were quite a few Stina, and she sells it because she's lush. But yeah, Stina is the one I've chosen. And favourite space-themed baby names. I love Seren, which is a Welsh name for star, and my friend Lindsay is going to kill me because that is her girl name. She's had it for years, so I don't think she watches me on YouTube, thankfully. But yeah, Seren is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Just very gentle, very hippie, very outdoorsy. And then for boys, I was really looking at them all and I couldn't really find one I loved, but one I do really like, oh, I've got a tissue up my sleeve, Evelina's snotty, is the name Cosmo. So I just think Cosmo is cool, and it's obviously quite spacey, but I could see me with a little boy called Cosmo. I just think it sounds really trendy. A bit like Rocco. I always like those names. It's got that strong O ending, which is really popular. So yeah, Cosmo I like. And the last one is Greek themed baby names that you love. So one of my friends has an Atlas. He's born the same time as Evelina, and I just love his name so much. An Atlas in Greek mythology used to have to separate Earth from the heavens, and it was like a kind of a punishment. He had to hold Earth on his shoulders the whole time. So it's that quite iconic sign of him. But I also just love the iconography of the old maps and the travelling spirit of Atlas, and it's just a lovely name, and I think really trendy and going to get quite popular. Girls, I've gone with Athena. So I really like Athena. I think because I watched The Affair, and her mum was called Athena, and she was like this really like hippie type of mum, and I thought she was really cool. And she's the goddess of wisdom, poetry and art, which I think is lovely, isn't it? I feel quite like into that stuff, quite like cultural names. So I'm sorry I've spoken for so long, but those are all of my favourite names. Thank you so much, Gabby, for tagging me. Let me do my tags quickly. So I am tagging Alexandra Grace. So she is quite a new YouTuber, but she's so lovely, and she's really into like musical theatre as well as baby names. So she's like me and Gabby all over it again. So yeah, there seems to be a link. I swear there is. So Alexandra, I would love for you to do this, and I will be doing your musical baby name tag as well. I'm also going to tag my friend Devon. What a cool name is that? She is in New York, and she's lovely. She has great baby name videos. Her channel is called Drake's Nest. She has a beautiful fairy tale baby name video, which you guys will love, and she is so nice. So my 2 tags, but please feel free to do this. You're all tagged, and if you do it, tag me back somehow so I can come and watch it and subscribe to your channel. I want everyone to have a wonderful Christmas, and this week on my channel I'm going to do probably a video like every single week, so hit the little notification bell and come back every evening. There'll be something new here from me. I've got to show off my hair while I got it. Obs. I'm going to stop waffling. Bye guys.